Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these shit I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Sunday night. Late night culture. Thank you very much. That was very kind. You got the house band back there. I appreciate it. We have, wow, let me tell you, I'm excited. We're doing something entirely new. All thanks to you. Those of you that have been supporting the channel for a long time, welcome to Late Night Culture. And with all these new things that we're going to try, I think we're going to be somewhat successful. We're going to mix things up. You're going to see some interesting new skits coming on the horizon, lots of other types of entertainment. And tonight we've got a great show set for you with lots of humor, not from me, of course, but lots of things stuffed into some news items that I'm sure nobody here missed. In fact, I know my audience pretty well, and you guys pretty much pay attention to everything. In fact, it looks like my boy Justin Timberlake had a busy week in the Hamptons. That's right. I mean, who here had Justin Timberlake kicks off a world tour with a DUI arrest? Yeah. It looks like he's actually bringing that old pinstripe sexy look back. In fact, I think we have some, a look at it right here. I think.
What?
What
was I supposed to do?
Yeah, there's a queue. There's a queue.
Was I supposed to bring something up?
Yeah. See, it says it's like the first queue. It's in the layers. You hit the.
There's a layer. First queue. Let's see. So it says
Timberlake.
Discussion point 1.
No, up. It's in this layer. We're on now.
So I go to this layer.
Oh.
I go to layers. I go to Timberlake PNG. And where do I need to put that?
Just make it visible. Hit the eyeball. It's going to be right here.
The eyeball.
Yeah, it's going to be right there.
I don't need to move it.
No, just hit it.
I did.
It's not on the screen.
No, I did.
All right, fair enough.
Oh,
well,
I know.
What?
Ta-da.
Hey!
Look at that.
Yeah, there he is. Right there. Yeah, now you can take it down. It's in front of me. Why'd you put it in front of me?
Because I had to put it in front of you.
Take it down.
Oh, dang it. All right. He's gone.
Oh man. Anyway, look at that. That was our boy Justin, who I've heard a story that we're lucky to have a tour. There's a story that goes along with that. I'm not going to share. It's not my story to tell. But
it's a 3-hour tour.
Hey, don't blame the messenger here. I'm sure all of his fans, including myself, are going to really, truly enjoy him in an orange jumpsuit. Right? Right? Yeah. See? More jokes like that coming from me. That's why you don't want me doing the humor, folks. But hey, as rough as that is, the real tragedy this week goes to the poor souls that got stuck upside down on an actual amusement park ride, a roller coaster, for about 30 minutes. I mean, talk about a nightmare. I wouldn't even imagine that. I'm just glad that they didn't have any trouble with their bladders for that 30-minute period of time, because that could have been a whole different kind of experience for the folks down below. Let me tell you, I don't think any of them had planned on a warm summer shower, so to speak. So, hey, that's right. Hey-o. So, yeah. Anyway, I am bombing hard here. Look, we finally have the one and only Drake. Right?
I just got that joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right. We have the one and only Drake. You know the Drake. He's like this rapper guy. You know, ladies like him. You know, dudes are okay with him. Anyway, he's here in this amazing, well, not so amazing sweatshirt. Look, this guy doesn't have great fashion sense. Either he really wants badly to get into Hogwarts, or he's trying to get to the front of the line for when Epic Universe opens so he can be the first to basically work at the Ministry of Magic. Now, I think we can help him out here. I think that we should help him out here. In my opinion, he just needs a proper cock on that sweatshirt. That's right. There it is, you know?
Oh my
Cock.
God, the cock.
There it is. You know, a rooster. He can get that at Beach Punk. Actually, he can get this at Beach Punk.
He can.
Yeah, anyway, folks, there you have it for the entire week in pop culture. Just a few jokes that didn't land at all. It's kind of like watching a train wreck. Thank you. You can take that off now. We don't, yeah.
Him?
Thank you, yeah.
I thought you liked showing
I
it.
don't need competition.
Okay,
I am
got it.
as pretty as it's going to get on this show. Look, it's like
Ain't
watching
that
a train wreck, as I said, in slow motion, but it sure is keeping us entertained, just the way that everybody wants it, because, you know, wine in circuses or bread in circuses or something. Anyway, stick around. We actually have a great show set up for you tonight, and I promise I didn't write any of the other jokes in the show except for on the commercial about cock awareness. Tox, take it away.
This Pixel Entertainment Network international streaming service presentation is brought to you by Muffs Bar. Muffs along the Riverwalk has been a popular but hard-to-find pearl in the heart of San Antonio's Forest District. So popular, in fact, our Little Muffs is growing. The new home to the biggest clams in the South is located at 6969 Kawanawalaleia Boulevard in glistening Glaze City, Texas. Come by and let us flash you our new Muffs today. And remember, Muffs Bar, finger-licking good since 1969.
All right. Well, we're going to have lots of those moments tonight.
Wow.
Well,
That looked like you were digging for something, buddy.
I was digging for the camera control. Let me tell you. There we go. Hello,
There it
everybody.
is.
Yeah. All right. Well, tonight, obviously, we got a lot of stories here, and I'm very excited about all of them. Mostly about the ones that other people are going to talk about, because while I can do introductions, apparently I am bad at technical things, which is going to bode very poorly for the show. If you look here, we're going to talk tonight about something I think a lot of you know. It's called Star Wars is gay. That's right. Our first point of discussion, I think a lot of you have probably already seen things related to this in the media. We got a couple of stories that we're certainly going to talk about tonight. And look, whether or not there were gay aliens at Star Wars at any point, which you'd have to assume there would be in a universe or a galaxy that big, there would be. I don't think it was all gay. And to make a show that's primarily about all of that may have been some of the things that people took offense to. So without further ado, let's bring in our panel, who normally would get a cast introduction before we went live. There'd be a commercial, a cast introduction, and then me, but I didn't get that done. So, Tox, let's move right along. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
Oh,
hey, look at that. We got the amazing CC Karaoke here tonight, and of course, our friend Graham from Grahamcast. How are you doing?
hey, I'm doing well. How are you? How's everybody?
That's great. It's fantastic.
Glad to be here.
Love this. Yeah, and look, I'm excited. I know you guys are all very excited as well. But we do have to talk about this subject, and I'm not certain that you haven't seen this before. But I did bring up a sample article that we're definitely going to talk about. This is coming to us from That Park Place, and yeah, we've got we've got to add this to the scene. There we go. Yes, the Acolyte showrunner Leslie Headland, mind you, Leslie Headland,
Lesbian headlamp?
something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
she says the Acolyte is sad that her most important piece of art is being dismantled. Says it's reductive to describe witches as lesbians. Now, while that may be true, it's also true that this is how they were presented in the show. Have you guys seen the show? I'm just curious. I didn't know if you were or not.
I've seen the first three.
Okay.
I've seen all the reviews of the show. They're quite
that's
a
fair.
bit more entertaining, I think. Probably.
Well, that wouldn't be that hard to be more
This is
entertaining than the Acolyte.
okay.
Yeah,
This
go
is
ahead.
the only review that I saw of the show that matters. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is what Culture Casino thinks of the Acolyte.
And I'd have to say that that's probably very true. Yeah, I don't know if that's. I mean, this just happens to be June, so we did get the gayest Star Wars ever. But I mean, there's Headlamp and I guess Master.
This is
Lou.
the Asian guy from Squid Game.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Lee Jung-jae. Anyway,
Well, what kind of Jedi is she supposed to be?
Eskimo Jedi.
Eskimo Jedi? Oh, okay.
Eskimo
All
Jedi.
right.
Yeah.
Icelandic?
Yeah. That would work too.
Icelandic poon liquor? I'm
maybe
sorry,
so.
go ahead.
Maybe so. But anyway, yeah. Oh, and by the way, I didn't introduce the fish guy, also known as Toxic Man Flu, who happens to be right above me. I noticed that in the chat. Now, Leslie Headland, the former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein and the showrunner of Star Wars, The Acolyte, claims she's sad because her show's being dismantled. I guess she was doing a conversation with The Hollywood Reporter, and she stated, "Honestly, I feel sad that people would think that if something were gay, that it would be bad. I don't think anybody has suggested that. Have you guys, any of you?"
Dude, Leslie Headland's opinion is just gay, dude.
I don't think you can use it that way anymore. It used to be the way that we would use the word.
Oh.
Okay,
Well,
and
I mean, look, I've long suspected Luke Skywalker of being an in the closet homosexual man, so maybe the rest of Star Wars can just follow in suit.
Is that because he plays with sabers?
That's one of the many reasons, yes.
Okay.
fair enough. Look, I mean, there's plenty of crossing swords for sure, but this is the first time we've seen, the other stuff. And anyway, she added that it makes me feel sad that a bunch of people on the internet would somehow dismantle what I consider to be the most important piece of art that I've ever made. Now, if anybody's dismantling anything, wouldn't it be Leslie dismantling Star Wars?
Yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, now, Graham, you said you've watched through the first 3 episodes?
Yes, and I actually watched them back to back to back the night that episode 3 was premiering.
Okay.
Torturous. Yeah, I would say the first 2 episodes, even though it was by no means good Star Wars, it was not the worst Star Wars I've ever seen. I don't think the first 2 episodes were as bad as like Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? That show was pretty bad. And then season 3 of The Mandalorian was not awesome. But once they got to episode 3 and they got the Lesbos space witches, it's not great. What they're trying to do is they're trying to shift the narrative to say that the Jedi are the bad guys, right? And they're really this force here that's not necessarily a force for good, like we know the Jedi kind of are, and that's the reason why the Jedi are the Jedi and the Sith are the Sith. So that's just, it seems like they're trying to kind of subvert what everybody thinks of Star Wars is, and it's just not being met with very thunderous applause. And Leslie Headland is complaining about stuff being gay, and she has one of the gayest sounding names I've ever heard. So it's kind of like it's not great, not great. And I am going to be officially resigning my viewership of Star Wars moving forward.
They create this show. They come out and say that they want to buy a brand that's male centric to include in Disney's repertoire. Then they take that brand and they emasculate it to make it forces female and all that stuff. And then they get pissed off because men that they're no longer targeting aren't watching it.
Right.
So the LGBT community isn't that large. They're just not going to be able to cover what the normies can money-wise. And Disney's hemorrhaging money. I don't think if this show had not already been in a can from 2020, I don't think or 2021 or whatever it was, I don't think they'd have released it.
Yeah, well, actually, I think they wrapped filming, I think, in 2023. But I think you're right. I mean, I honestly don't think that, I think you're 100% there. I don't think that. The chat doesn't seem to think that either. I mean, B. Baker saying...
that's what Leslie said to her girlfriend. You're 100% there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but, wow, that's terrible. But
Sorry.
B. Baker says, Acolyte Fan Club assemble. Well, yeah.
You didn't do that. Acolyte Fan Club assemble!
I mean, the fandom of Star Wars is going to go the way of the fandom of the MCU, and that's going to be right in the toilet. Just wait until they have another movie, a really major motion picture that's going to be releasing in theaters, and that movie absolutely fucking tanks.
Yeah.
And then they're going to start to realize that they have made a massive, massive error.
I will come back and watch Star Wars if they have Hunter Biden as a Jedi.
There you go. Well, on the edge of that joke, I'm going to say thank you to Ruby Who for gifting a CultureCasino membership.
Ruby.
Thank you very much. That went to Sane Maverick, who, you know what? Stay sane, Maverick. We appreciate that. We got Putin's cat out there. The Green-Eyed Jedi is KK. Fade green. Well, there you go. Dean H., what's up? Says, her most important piece of art is doing a pretty good job of dismantling Star Wars more than it already had been. And I think that's probably true. We've got Joey out there saying this isn't gay, it's Karen fiction. Is that like fan fiction, only different?
I haven't seen any of the shows, so I'm not going to sit here and comment on anything except for the humor stuff outside of it.
Right.
I can't, if I watch the show, I can't comment and say, is it Karen fiction? But that sounds about what I've heard the other commentators, you, Comics, Tom, people talking about this, right?
Yeah.
And Gary. And Gary's getting a ton of play on Twitter by reposting whatever happened from the account the night before. And it's actually gotten to a point of being sad at this point.
Well, and here's something that happened that was famous that Gary did today. Gary actually had Asmongold watch his review of the last episode of The Acolyte. And Asmongold was like losing his mind. He's like, it can't be this bad. Can it? Yes. Yes, it is, Asmongold. Yes, it is. Putin's cat reminds us that if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, I would say none of these ladies are working in the kitchen right now. Anyway, oh my, gonna get in trouble for that.
Which they should be.
Hey, calm down now.
Make me a sandwich.
Yeah, and
hey, literally, that is what KK did for a long time.
Coffee and sandwiches. Come on.
Yeah.
Coffee and sandwiches.
I went not long ago to watch the Nashville Symphony Orchestra play the soundtrack live with the Jurassic Park movie. Oh, yeah. And at the very end, when the credits rolled, it said Kathleen Kennedy. I was like, holy shit, I forgot about that. That she was actually a part of some pretty major movies for a very long time. which leads me to believe, which is completely unfounded, she must have some dirt on someone to still be in her position of power. And do you guys think that when they're making The Acolyte and they're making all of these Star Wars shows, they're sitting there like on set and they're in the writer's room and they're high-fiving, they're like, dude, this is going to be so fucking sick and everybody is going to love it. And then as soon as it comes out and it tanks, they're like, dude, what happened? Like, I 100% believe in their little bubble, they're like, this is the best ever. No one is ever going to make anything as good as this.
I think you actually hit the nail on the head there, or the scissor on the other scissor. But look, the showrunner had to address that whole situation of, rainbow shading on talking about, her rap interviews, saying that she was into The Acolyte being the gayest Star Wars ever made. In that original interview, which you can actually see below if you go and check out the article, Hedlund feigned surprise that making Star Wars gay would not be a talking point. She said, "Is it going to be a talking point?" Well, yeah. Yeah, actor Amanda Stenberg, who's making lots of friends lately, she said, because nerds are gay. The Raps interviewer was like, well, some nerds are not very gay and are very threatened by gay stuff. Anyway, is that what the Rap interviewer sounded? Probably, anyway. Well, that's true, but in my world, nerds are gay. Well, in your world, you're talented. Yeah.
Got him.
So anyway, when asked if this was a fun element, Headlamp responded, "No, I don't think so. Not yet. People have told me it's the gayest Star Wars, and I'm frankly into it." So she just came out and said she wasn't into people making the Witchbians reductive, right?
Witchbians. Oh, that's good.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not mine, and somebody else in the
She
chat.
looks like a black space Marge Simpson.
Can't lie about that.
No.
Can't lie about that. And you know what? Tom Servo's correct. The sets are nice. Yeah. Well, yeah, except that I'm still curious. How did rock burn exactly?
How do you have a flame in space?
Okay, two problems.
Because our love is so fiery.
Right? And how did that specific poison from the planet Witchbian end up somewhere else in the galaxy, because you have to source it from local ingredients?
Yeah,
they
do make a big deal about in this show that the two main characters were kind of born of this force, magic between these two lesbian witches, but we never even got to see the good part,
Of course, yeah. Rob Altus says it's a Marxist obsession to make the good guys be the bad ones. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's what neo-Marxists do. But again, these people do see themselves as the good guys, which all bad guys do. I mean, little broom mustache guy back from the 40s probably thought he was the right guy. You know who hasn't said very much recently is our good friend CC Karaoke. CC, what do you think of the show?
I think that I would return to Star Wars if they made good Star Wars that honored the source material, which is the expanded universe, not Legends. That is a term that they put out there to diminish what we invested in. It's the expanded universe. It'll always be that. And if they go to that source material and they treat it with respect, you buy a universe that has rules. And so you follow the rules that are set forth by that universe, or create a new universe with your own rules. And if they do that, which I don't expect them to do, but if they did, I would return and I would be excited about it. I'm not, they could make awful Star Wars for the next 20 years, and I'd still return 20 years from now if they start honoring the source material and making good Star Wars. I'm never going to just, say that I'm completely done with it, never again, no matter what. But that is the conditions, right? Otherwise, it's fiction. I wouldn't even call it fan fiction, because are they fans? If you're not a fan, it's just fiction. It's it's something else with Star Wars name on it. And in that case, look, if they make something really great, I'm not going to call it canon. I don't even know if I'd call it Star Wars, but if they make something great, I'm at least going to consider the fact that it might be worth watching.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are where you're at, and we have some comments in the chat like lesbian headlamp is a great moniker. Thank you, Tox, for that one. Nano Reaper says making a show for 5% of the population is dumb. Well, I don't think anybody would disagree with you there. Darius says, and Doctor Who. Well, yeah, Disney's destroyed 3 things in the last 5 years, so I don't know that we're going to get into Who, maybe, but I'm definitely releasing a video tomorrow about it. DL Fendel says, do you think they'll recognize anything? No. But look, they had opportunity. They did. Mm-hmm. Karen Owen, he's not allowed to have a lightsaber. Are you talking about Yord?
Yord.
Yeah, that's weird. It's the Asso-like. Thank you, Putin's cat. Coffee running, not producer. Are you sure, Tim Wallen? Are you sure?
She produced the coffee.
Well, yeah, she was a producer. She produced the coffee in the room.
That counts in Hollywood, I think.
It does. Davina Duckworth says, just remember, they're all liars. That's true. Professional liars at that. DMG says it costs around $150,000 to get excellent sci-fi writers. And yeah, most of them are men. But there are at least 20 that are just as awesome. Nebula's rockets in pockets good. Oh, really? And
Nebula Awards.
They would die to work on Star Wars. I would die to work on Star Wars. Mm-hmm. I mean, it'd be worth it. Jaffo's out there. Good to see you.
Hey,
DL Fendel reminds us that in space, no one can burn their own farts. No. And thank you for that. And Joey says, Dr. Hume, the grammar police, is on to you. Well, I bet. All right.
Hey, Culture.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a rumor not too long ago that Lucasfilm was going to be attempted to be purchased by like some Saudi oil money guy?
There was something funky like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I had thought that was something that was on the table. There was some discussion saying that Disney is losing so much money, they will have no choice but to sell Lucasfilm. And it was like a Saudi oil prince, and I was like, yeah, that's going to be the correction of a lifetime, going from a current state of gay, lesbian, Disney, Star Wars to Middle Eastern moral Saudi. Like, what the fuck?
You sure it wasn't an email from an African prince that Bob Iger just clicked on?
Yeah,
and he had to ransom the whole place. Yeah.
All right. Well, to me, and again, this is just me spitballing on everything. I don't think there's a lot of hope for the future of Star Wars. We had another story we'll cover a little bit later, of course, everyone. So stick around if you want to hear about the demise of Star Wars some more. But I think we've got a long haul till we get to something good. It's going to be few and far between that Disney makes anything good. They lucked out and made Inside Out good enough. It's also performing very well at the box office. We're not going to talk about that, but we should mention it. I mean, I think we're closing in on $700 million already in 10 days in, so that's pretty substantial. So we also have a substantial super chat. Thank you for the $2 super chat. SFXF314 Sabretooth Raptor. Rather watch Culture Island than AO Light. Well, yeah. Me too.
Culture Island.
Yeah, Culture Island. Gilligan's Island with all of us. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think funny. Graham. Well, actually,
the sexy redhead. Tell me I'm the sexy redhead.
You're going to be the sexy redhead.
He's ginger.
Yeah, of course you can be ginger. Yeah, right. The movie star. Yeah, that was my favorite. But no, honestly, I think that would work. But no, I think we could definitely try to pull off that skit. I think we have talent here. I don't know. What do you think, Tox? Do we have talent?
I don't think we have any talent here.
Excellent. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
you're the best Ed McMahon.
I do think Tripping Orc dropped a bunch of memberships for you.
Holy
Go grab
cow.
those, folks.
Look at that. We have a huge gifty from Tripping Orc. Gives 10 Culture Casino memberships. Holy cow. What do we have for 10 memberships, Tox? Is there a trick in your bag?
What's this thing called cottage cheese?
I don't know if you want to play that one.
Oh, not that one.
I think people would revolt if you played that one.
Okay. You're playing. Oh shit! I didn't press that. Graham's not even on stage for this. It was so bad. Graham took off.
Yeah, Graham left. Sorry about that. Tox hit the wrong button.
Oh,
There goes
man.
the show.
Oh, man. And now I'm seeing it on the big screen over here. Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Oh, my
Sorry.
God.
Sorry.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Sorry.
That looked like 2 gigantic bags of marshmallows fighting over a thong bikini. That was awful.
I got to figure out a way to replace that clip with something equally as offensive. So,
Just
but
so fucking hard right now. Oh,
stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're
What?
not supposed to say that.
He's what?
Anyway.
I-
Oh my goodness. The people in chat are generous. We've got the great Jeremy Winfield here for $2 saying, come on,
Hey,
culture.
Jeremy.
You're not going to bring up O'Keefe. I am.
You
We will
little
get there.
fake.
I promise. Please stick around, Jeremy. We are definitely talking about that. I appreciate the $2. I also appreciate Creek Indian. How are you, my friend from the Alita Army? Check out Creek Indian, dropping $7.15.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Says, until Disney starts making movies concentrating on story instead of message, their movies will continue to struggle making money. Well, 100. But what do you
Now,
guys
we
think?
had a discussion with Tom and comics and, everybody on one of those Comics is Thursday shows
Right.
where we argued that Disney hasn't even made the money. So they paid $4 billion for Star Wars. They haven't
Wow.
even made that money back. They've made nothing.
Oh, no. Yeah, they have not made
Right.
$1 back.
They've
of that
lost money.
money. Yeah. Could
Right.
be argued. Could be
Take the
argued.
greatest, most profitable. Go ahead, Cassisi.
The power of word of mouth. I mean, I can't say enough about how impactful that probably is nowadays. Just when you're seeing Inside Out make 700+ million, probably going to cross $1 billion.
Yeah.
And with all of the reputation of Disney, recently, they put out one really well received movie,
Right.
and everybody's saying that it's really good. You should go see it. It's saying it doesn't have any messaging. It's family friendly. It's safe, and on everything else, word gets around. Friends, tell family, and it translates into this huge box office return that I don't think would have been there if it was another one of those just not good movies. I don't think it makes nearly this much.
Yeah, I think that's very clear insight, and I think you're 100% right. And I think it speaks volumes to the fact that if you make good things, you make money. I think it's just that simple. If you make things without the message, as you mentioned, it makes money. And if you actually know who your audience is, you make money. That film over-indexed females all the way. I mean, 62%.
Well, just stop beating everybody over the head with this message.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a reason why people get turned off. Who's the Cameron kid that was on whatever that show and
Kirk
created all this?
Cameron.
Kirk Cameron, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing and making the movies he wants to do. It's heavily
It's
Christian,
Christian, yeah, growing
right?
pains.
And it's heavily Christian influence and things and stuff like that. And there's a heavy message in there.
right.
Not everybody wants to see those things, so they don't come out all the time in theaters, right? They usually go to a specific area, channel, and there are outlets for that. There's enough money for him to be able to do that, right, for those outlets. And they take them to churches and they do things and stuff from there. He's not hitting anyone who doesn't want to see that over the head, telling them. Now, I don't know if he said this. I haven't heard it, so I don't know. He might have. But he's not telling anybody they're going to go to hell if they don't watch his movie.
No.
But they're telling us we're going to go to hell if we don't watch this Star Wars crap. Or Discovery, the Star Trek stuff that they've done. So when you don't hit people with the message, they'll go see it.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
So you give them a good movie, kids movie. It is no messaging. It has none of this, I've got to protect my kids from it stuff, and boom, making money.
Right. No,
And I'm
100
very happy that Inside Out 2 is doing as well as it is, because that is just one less excuse for the people who are coping over at Disney to use when their movies don't do very well. They're not going to say, well, the theater is dead. Nobody goes to, well, you know what? Guess what? You guys just had a movie that made, let's say, upward of $1 billion globally. So you cannot use that excuse. But the problem is they're so disconnected, they will still use the excuse, and they'll use some bullshit skewed statistic some which way to sit there and explain, well, but that's an outlier and let me explain why, right? So that's the thing, is like they're not really ever going to learn.
But the problem is, and you just said the right word, it's an outlier. Well, yeah, it's making money. And the next thing that you drop is going to be Deadpool and Wolverine, and that's going to make money. But then you're going to march right back to your messaging, and it won't make money. Because the minute anybody gets word of mouth on it, and that's one of the reasons why I think YouTubers are having profound effect here, right? Once word of mouth on these things is bad and that you've got all this messaging and garbage in it, the audience doesn't go. I mean, we're surrounded by, a couple hundred people right now, right? Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. But we're surrounded by a couple hundred people right now, and those people are listening to people like me. They're listening to people like you. They're listening to people like CC and Tox, and they're listening to Comics Division for some reason. Okay, and I
don't know why anybody listens to him.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do know this, especially since he's not showing up tonight. He's fired. Anyway, but they're listening to us because we're there first. We take the bows, we take the slings and arrows, we take the bullets and the rocks and everything else. And you know what? I don't mind doing that because it saves everybody else from seeing it, right? I think so. Right. I want to say one more time, thank you to Creek Indian for another reason. This was their 20th super chat on my channel. Thank you for that, Creek Indian. I appreciate it. We also had a wonderful thing happen. We had another person join willingly instead of being gifted a membership. Wow. Welcome to being a member. Bill. I appreciate that. Bad Bill. And also, we've got Zero Muscle Tone. I don't know who that is. But it's not Graham. Graham's
fucking jacked, brother.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, and Jeremy, you know what? Jeremy Winfield said something brilliant in the chat just now. Without respect, we reject. Doomcock says that all the time. He's right. And you know what? I think Walter Tomaszewski in the chat also says, I don't like messaging left or right. I just think it's unnecessary. I agree.
Yeah, you don't need it in your entertainment.
Yeah. Let's do this. We're gonna shuffle on. Tox, take us where we need to go.
Doing what?
Wow.
Neighbors bothering you with their loud music?
You know Will's in there.
Your boss or coworker harassing you?
Wait, what? Who said that?
Maybe you have a roommate who cries in their sleep. Bully Mays here with a solution that proves every problem has a mortality rate. Introducing Shank Crate, your all-in-one monthly subscription box that can take care of those in-your-face issues. Each box contains new and unique materials for you to build your very own custom shank.
Oh my gosh.
And for your protection, the contents of each box are totally secret until you receive it. And not only does it create solutions, it also serves as a creative outlet, like an adult form of Lego.
Oh, yeah. Right? That is a literal knife's edge.
Maybe you, like some of our other customers, have questions.
Can I bring it to school?
Who's ever heard of a pencil not being allowed at school?
Can you store it in a pocket?
Absolutely.
What if you don't, have any pockets?
Your discretion. Whether you're conscientious about the earth or just not opposed to being a good steward of the environment, each Shank Crate and its contents are made of 100% recycled materials to make sure we're environmentally friendly. And if you order now, we'll be extra sensitive to the environment and keep all the original fingerprints on the items for your convenience. All for the low cost of $19.99 a month. Call 626-831-9333 to get your Shank Crate today. If you call now and secure your monthly subscription for only $19.99, you'll get your very own alibi insurance for those slightly stickier situations. But wait again, there's even more. To be inclusive, culturally respectful, and as patriotic as possible, each monthly box is themed after a unique prison in the US of A. So call 626-831-9333 now to get your very own unique, patriotic, and environmentally friendly Shank Crate with your own personal alibi insurance.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around through those commercial breaks. I know it's hard to sit through commercials, but hey, at least those are pretty good. The voice work is great, as Massgrave said. And boy, do we have a lot more to offer in the future. Of course, I don't know why we're looking at the Timberlake arrest, except that we're going to talk about the Timberlake arrest. And look, for me, Justin Timberlake's kind of, impossible to hate on. I like him a lot. I think he's great. But we do need to take a look at the history of what's been happening in his life. And it's not been good. I joked about it a little bit in what some people might call a monologue. But, yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like there's more to be said there, which is why I want everybody to talk about this. So let's bring in our panel and let's share around this particular story. So thank you, Tox. The Timberlake story is a unique or interesting one. I'm not sure how many of you've been following it, but he got in a little bit of trouble. And as you'll see here when Tox brings up the story, this was not a good Tuesday morning for him. And I think he's going to have some problems.
Tuesday. It happened on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. But no, this is coming to us from NBC. WNBC, if you're familiar with private parts. Probably not, though. Justin Timberlake arrested on DWI charge in the Hamptons. Okay, so the Sag Harbor Police Department is the one who got some, right? And here he is walking out, or walking in. I don't know, but he's handcuffed. That looks uncomfortable. So Timberlake claimed that he just had one martini before he was pulled over.
Hell yeah.
He failed a field sobriety
Once martini,
test.
but it was only one.
That was a big martini.
It was a giant one. There's a whole bottle of Smirnoff in that martini. Anyway, so he failed the field sobriety tests and was arrested on suspicion of intoxicated driving. I'm intoxicated speaking, apparently. Early Tuesday in the affluent Hamptons area of Long Island, because you got to put a G in there, by the way. So Timberlake, identified as a 43-year-old Franklin, Tennessee resident in the criminal complaint, was arraigned.
He's in Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Okay.
Tennessee. Tennessee's awesome, by the way. But anyway, he was arraigned and released without having to post bail about 9 hours after he was arrested. He pleaded no guilt, not guilty, no bueno, and was ordered to appear in court on July 26th, which is going to be difficult for him because he's doing a world tour. Anyway, his attorney, Edward Burke Jr., said in a statement on Wednesday, "I look forward to vigorously," that sounds interesting, "vigorously defending Mr. Timberlake on these allegations. I will have a lot to say at the appropriate time, but am currently awaiting full discovery from the DA's office." Ooh. Timberlake was behind the wheel of a gray Florida-registered BMW when he was stopped around 12:15 a.m. Yeesh. Well, there you are.
BMW. All right. Well, there you go.
This is his
maybe they thought he was
shot?
German. He was invaded.
That's a nice mugshot.
It looks like he was recently crying a river.
Oh, that's a terrible joke.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Genetics. Why didn't he shave his neck? I hate that.
Look, why are you wanting me to give excuses for Justin Timberlake? Anyway, there's more to the story here because some other things came out courtesy of Deadline, and then we're going to talk about this, gentlemen. That's right. Justin Timberlake addresses fans following the DWI arrest, saying, "You guys just keep riding with me." Now, is that the kind of thing you're going to say after a DWI?
Yeah.
I think that was a little tone deaf. What do you think, Tox?
Remember, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
That's true, but they only got him on the martini.
Oh, okay. That's not cocaine. All right, got it.
Yeah. So yeah,
What was he doing when they pulled him over? Was he speeding? Was he acting recklessly?
The only video I've seen of this, if you go back and if you check the NBC story that we just moved away from, there's a little bit of somebody eating popcorn right now.
Those sound like crunchy Cheetos to me.
Oh, okay, all right. Somebody's eating Cheetos.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
That's fine. So anyway, but there's a little bit of him driving in the downtown area. If you know anything about that area, the Hamptons or Sag Harbor, any of that, it's very quaint. There's a lot of money there, both nouveau riche and old money, and you're judged by which Hampton you're on, and how big your house is, and what part of it do.
The things that we should be judged upon.
Yeah. And by the way, if you believe in the global calamity that's been happening to us since I was born, why are you buying houses on the beach? Anyway, moving on. In the second show on Saturday on June 22nd at the United Center in Chicago, as part of the Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Well, if you drink that much, you might forget tomorrow.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Timberlake thanked his fans for sticking by him amid the controversy. So, there you go. He's married to a smoking hot chick, Jessica Biel. Yes. I wouldn't want to put myself in harm's way, for any reason. But there's that. Madman. The Madman's here. He says, if only you guys knew someone with a ton of experience in DWIRS, like a cop or something, you have an invitation.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
got him. So Justin Timberlake says that he only had one martini, but how many nose beers did he have?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I try not to keep track of that. I imagine he wouldn't either. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? You think Justin's irresponsible? Do you think he's do you think he's was set up? Do you think this is a good way to start a world tour? What do you guys think here? Come on, help me out.
I think it's free advertising, right?
Yeah, maybe.
The most damning thing of all of this is the fact that the cop did not know who Justin Timberlake was when he was arresting him.
Oof.
Because he said, this is going to ruin my whole tour. And the cop said, what tour? Who are you? That's more damning than him getting a DWI, right? It's like, it'll be one of those things that they'll sit there and they'll say there was no probable cause to pull him over. And his lawyer will do some shiesty lawyer nonsense and get him out of it. And it's like, look, if he was cranking a bunch of drinks and he was driving around, yeah, don't do that. But like at the same time, it's kind of like, all right, well, it's considering all things that celebrities do, this is not the worst. And that shows how sad of a state we are in currently globally.
Right. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm with you. But and as far as the shiesty things that lawyers may still do, I'm not sure if this is an issue in Long Island. But I mean, he could ask for a retrograde extrapolation, and then compare the two tests together to see if it's possible that with the amount of alcohol consumed, he was actually impaired. So that was the old trick, the $10,000 get your DUI dismissed thing.
Penny under the tongue, man.
Yeah, but a lot of states got rid of that. I don't know if Long Island was among them, but yeah. By the way, I'm not a lawyer, but I do play a Tallahassee lawyer that, Jeremy Griggs of Geeks and Gamers is familiar with. So just so you know, for no other reason than, Saul Goodmaned him out of a few tickets. Anyway, that's all a lie, by the way. We got a super chat here from our good friend SFXF314 Sabretooth Raptor for $5, giving us more show ideas. I like this. Other show ideas: Lost in Space, Outer Limits, Sliders, Island, where Time Forgot for CultureCasino and the gang, Mexican Army, Beware of Alf World. Ooh, I like Alf World. I think we should. We have puppet representation. We may have more in the future. Very excited about that. Apex Comics says celebrities are not above the law. What do you gentlemen say? Is that true?
They shouldn't be, but oftentimes their money and their clout. I mean, but isn't the Hamptons one of those like places where just fucking sick ass white people can do whatever they want and get away with it? It's kind of like that's why it was more surprising than the actual DUI. I was like, it's in the Hamptons. It's like, yeah, dude, come on, like this is what we do.
So because I'm a degenerate television watcher, I used to watch a show on USA Network called Royal Pains. It was based on a private doctor operating in the Hamptons. And it included the very first recurring television role for a guy who, let's say, let a baby chew on bullets in his house not that long ago. And also starred in a movie called The Flash, which was the biggest catastrophe ever. Yeah.
If you go that far, things might not end well. But I mean, with this story, there's not a whole lot of information. If he wasn't driving recklessly, if he wasn't harming somebody, if he wasn't stumbling around on video, if we don't have something really concrete. What, did he just get pulled over at random and refuse the breathalyzer? Did he take it? And if all he did was take it and fail it, and there's nothing else to go on, you could say, well, it was a faulty test.
All right.
And
for sure.
You almost said breathalyzer.
Hey, first of all, I would approve of that message.
That's right.
Second of all,
I'll take that test.
I think a lot of people have taken that test. We got Karen Owen here saying, I heard he was angry with the police officer because the officer didn't know who he was. Yes, our good friend Graham said that. Isn't that crazy? Do you know who
that
I
officer's
am?
going to have to live it down for the rest of his life?
You don't know who Just JT is? Come on now. AF.
For what, having musical taste?
I'm going to actually say this. I have no dick. Says, Dick in a Box was the best thing Timberlake ever did.
Yeah, that Lonely Island stuff was great. So was It's Not Gay If You're in a Three-Way.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
With Lady Gaga. Very funny.
That was funny stuff. I will say this. Justin Timberlake does not mind making fun of himself. That Pepsi commercial,
yes,
where he was getting drugged through all this and all those things. But I've heard he's very personal, very good to the fans. So
I've heard he's a good guy, which is one of those things. I mean,
so it's just
the film. He was in a film with Mila Kunis, right? And it was just that was just a great movie. Trying to remember what it was, the name of the film, but Friends with Benefits.
Social Network, he was pretty good.
Yeah, Friends with Benefits. Yes, he was great at Social Network. The guy he can do everything. I hate him. But anyway, let the court come to the July 22nd concert for free. Well, there you go, Apex.
That's a really quick way to get out of it. Look, if you guys say that I'm not guilty, backstage passes.
That's right. Come on in, guys. This is going to be a party of your lifetime. Putin's cat says he's got a flask in a box. Okay, well, now we're leaning into that joke. I like that one. Well, finally, the great and powerful Shrebbles. What's up, Shrebbles, for $5? Says Justin doesn't want to bring sexy back in jail. No, he doesn't. He really, really doesn't. Dude, soap. Don't go after it. Okay, bro? Okay? Hail Culture Casino and Panel. Hail Shrebbles. Thank you for the $5. Speaking of another $5, make you holla. Dearest for $5 says, in the 80s, Timberlake would be given community service, a couple PSAs and done, like GNR, doing the anti-drug PSA while stoned on coke. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
if it was the 80s, he also would have gotten a bunch of high fives from the boys, It's like
true story.
Yeah.
True story. It's like, wow, you finally did something that was illegal, Justin. Congratulations, buddy. Way to go. Oh, my goodness. Well, anyway, you guys have anything else to add to this Justin ridiculousness?
Yes. Go back. If you look at that picture of that mugshot, whoever took that picture, fabulous job on the lighting. I mean, there's a difference. Like when you get the rich white person mugshot looking like he was actually put up in a professional studio, he's doing all right, and it's not a big deal. He doesn't look at that versus Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte didn't have much of a career when he got his. It's a little bit of a difference.
That's a bad one.
It's the gray background that does it, right? I feel like that's a portrait studio.
The aperture on the camera.
Dude, it's the Hamptons. Amazing. I mean, it's the Hamptons. They always have those kinds of beautiful mugshots. Beautiful. Speaking of beautiful things, we are getting ready to go to our third discussion point, which means it's time for a commercial break. Talks, take it away.
What am I doing?
Why, hello there, random citizen.
Oh, hey there, little buddy. How's it going?
Have you subscribed to Culture Casino yet?
Well, no.
Friggin' A.
Oh!
These guys, I tell ya.
Oh!
Dang it, I missed. Why won't these guys just subscribe already?
That hurt. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around for tonight's show. I do appreciate it. We are definitely on a winning formula here, and so are you. Thanks for your participation and your lovely super chats and gifts. We appreciate them. And, well, keep them coming. I think it adds to the conversation and my wallet, so I appreciate it. But let's get back to this. Yeah, that was a beardless casino from way back when. Yeah, let's get into it.
Also in the Acolyte, beardless casino, he's wax on, wax off.
That's right. Actually, I need to wax the beard or get some beard oil.
Oil that up, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, back to it. Hey, we're back. We're back again. That was fun. Whatever hiccup that was.
Yes, a man that does his own stunts.
I actually did that stunt. It hurt. I did.
Mm-hmm.
I smashed my ankle pretty good. But anyway, back to it.
Let us forget it.
This,
sorry. Was I muted?
No, you're good. You're good.
Right.
Tonight we're just going to talk about the Disney discrimination case, and there's a lot to be said about it. They clearly, we knew this, right? And one of the responses from James O'Keefe, which is a good response, to be fair. I mean, he doesn't deserve any shade for this at all. But he said, guys, you may have known this. He said we already knew this crowd. It's like, not everybody knew this. I'm talking to a whole new audience. And he's 100% right. I mean, let's be fair about it. He's not talking to us. He's talking to Fred and Ethel. He's talking to, Barney and Betty. He's talking to other people that didn't have this information that follow him. So I think that's something that we need to acknowledge and be realistic about what.
Yeah, that's the normie stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because you see Gary getting into Piers Morgan. He's got he's been on the Unsubscribed podcast. He's been on he's going to be on what's the guy's name? John Glenn Beck.
Yeah, it was on Glenn Beck. I saw him. Yeah,
and Drunk 3PO makes a point that when he's with Gina at these meetups, about 60% of them are her fans from MMA, right? They're not from the show.
They're not media, yeah.
Right, and we kind of forget just how big the normie pool is.
Yep.
Right, and you just look at how many different kinds of music there are out there. Right, that just how many subdivisions of music. There's like 5 billion kinds of metal.
There's only one that counts, and that is heavy metal, my friend.
Hey, look, okay, there are two kinds of music I grew up with: country and western. That's right. But regardless, and humor aside,
Red Solo Cup.
Humor aside, I just want to say, James O'Keefe is right. He brought this to a new audience, this awareness to a new audience, and so much so that obviously Daily Wire's covering it. You have Breitbart covering it. You have PMSNBC having to acknowledge it. You have, but you have these other outlets, even Fox and so on and so forth. The trades do their level best to try to ignore this because it falls so heavily on an entity that gives them money. But here, let me make this a little wider. Here we have an undercover O'Keefe video. Disney VP says that the company discriminates against white men. Well, as much as I want to say duh, there, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this, there are a lot of people who didn't know this. We did. They didn't. And it's because of great coverage of outlets that we follow, like That Park Place, Bounding Into Comics, and many of these others. But look, he says, they actually quote him and say, "I'm a white male, and that's not what they're looking to promote at the moment," disclosing that there is definitely quite visible problems here. And of course, I have all 19 minutes of this video, and I don't really feel like anybody wants to watch it, but we certainly can. The undercover video was captured by O'Keefe Media Group. It was actually captured by 2 young women that were going on dates with this guy. Michael Giordano is a senior vice president and a team lead at Walt Disney Company. That's right. And he focuses primarily on getting television productions through the gate. He shepherds projects, and he does it via contracts and money. This guy understands how it works because he came from an agency. He's an attorney. He is he's a part of the bar. He's been part of the bar in California since 2005. And he said specifically that the corporations discriminates against white men on account of their race and sex. The report comes as the company has embraced some less than ideal policies. I'll say it that way because, you know, they've thrown some words in there on the basis of gender and race. Yes, and apparently the shade of your race, apparently, which is no bueno. Saying, I have friends in HR and I have friends in other divisions. And they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for the job.
And that's the way it's been in corporate America for a long time. I think it's 6% of those corporate jobs have gone to white males in the last 3 or 4 years.
Except the C-suite. That's full of them.
Yeah. But I mean, so this guy comes in, right?
Right.
He's an ally. Mm-hmm. I'm an ally. Why is he doing this now?
Right.
Because he's finally met his glass ceiling where it's a problem. Yeah. So it's that classic, oh, it's happening to them, it's okay. Oh, it's happening to them, it's okay. Oh, now it's happening to me. Oh, crap. Yep. Yeah, that's how it goes. So it's always been discrimination. No matter gender, race, color of your skin, age, right?
Oh, yeah. Age.
And proving ageism in like the IT world that I'm in is extremely difficult to do because the HR people just cut you off.
Does it say how old he is?
Precisely. No, he looks in his 40s.
Yeah, he's going to be in his 40s.
Yeah. He's old enough that he's Yeah.
But he's also not, I mean, he's not in the IT side. So ageism isn't as bad in professions that are deemed to be a younger person's profession, right? So like football, ain't too many 60-year-olds playing football. Now they might be in the coaching in the general office, might be doing stuff like that, depending on how famous they are. But, you know, there's just not that many. Yeah, they're highly skilled. So the more skilled the need is, the harder it is, you know, the more specialized the person is that gets there. And sometimes it's a younger age group. Now, like a bricklayer, which is also specialized, right? They will hire whoever because there's so few of them. Right. Or a plumber. I don't care how old my plumber is as long as he fixed the pipes, right? So
you might prefer an older plumber.
Right.
Yeah. And that's 100% true, but and you're right to say that it's been going on forever because it's been going on for a very long time. And now it's being acknowledged as a real problem. And the one that bothers me the most, right, is a biracial person that was passed over for a promotion because he didn't look African American. He wasn't
hilarious.
Black enough.
That's so funny.
He wasn't black enough.
Like that person was probably like, dude, I got this gig, man. Disney loved. Wait a minute. I'm not black enough? Oh shit. That's when I heard that. That's so funny.
I was like, how did that happen?
But you know what? That happened a lot in the 70s and 80s. There's a movie I love called Hollywood Shuffle.
Oh, it's Robert great Townsend. Movie. Hollywood Shuffle. Great.
And
movie.
he talks about that in the movie. Is, you're not black enough. And there's this thing called Black Acting School where they got these white people teaching them how to act black on camera.
Yeah.
Right. And so this stuff's been around for a while. It's just so blatant now.
Right.
Well, the guy that didn't get that job can't vote for Biden because he ain't black.
That's right.
Oh, boy. All right. Look, let me say this. And then,
there's at least 10 of his votes that'll count, though.
Yeah. But, I mean, this video when you watch it, and it's 19 minutes of video and about a minute and a half of commercials, right? And I have it. Maybe I'll do a video on the whole video at some point, a reaction, but I don't think that's necessary because I think everybody that's out there right now has seen this video. And I think that, the fact that, and this is funny from Soul Assassin, the VP is on leave, I hear. I bet he is. Because that dude's, his LinkedIn was stripped out. We went right there. Mm-hmm. This news broke. We went right there live on the stream I was on, which I think was That Park Place, right? We went live right then, or we went live to the story right then and immediately started picking it apart. And I'm going to tell you, LW Ghost wrote a great story for That Park Place. There's a lot of different perspectives here that come from industry people. And they're like, there's a lawsuit. Yes. But we knew that was going to happen. We knew. Right. TK Bone says, I guess I'm not black enough to go to Disney.
So you had mentioned very interesting that we all are aware. So when this came out, I think I saw the tweet for the video from James O'Keefe. It must have been 20.
I have to pull your string, dude. Hang on a second. Hold that thought, please.
What are you doing to him?
Hang on a moment.
Pull it.
Holy cow, baby. Joe Stew.
Wow.
Joe Stew. My goodness, dropping 50. 50 Culture Casino memberships. Wow. If you aren't a member now, you didn't turn on the Gifty thing. Holy cow. That's like $11 billion. Okay, it's not that much, but it's a lot of money.
He probably wants the Gary clip.
Oh, you think he wants? No, I don't think he wants the Gary clip, but he does deserve a clip. Do you got a clip? Do you got a
Which
clip?
One? We'll do this one.
All right.
Oh my God, the cock.
I don't think he was asking for that clip.
Not that one? What about this one?
Oh my God, the cock.
No. And why do you have that? Why do you have that picture of me at the getting in Florida? Why did that happen?
That was you on Muscle Beach.
I did not get the Sag Harbor treatment on that one.
Oh, you were saying.
What did you get in Florida?
Yeah, you were.
Oh, Stu, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
We got this thing called Cider Chocolate.
I don't think that was the clip.
Does that have music on it? Can we use that?
I don't know what the Cider Chocolate is.
This one?
No, I don't know.
Oh, none of that is good. You dancing?
Hey, look, I dance good.
Okay.
I dance good.
All right.
Joe Stew apparently appreciated that clip, so well done. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Stew.
Thank you for the 50. That is a big commitment to a man that none of us really look up. I mean, that all of us look up to.
Every bit of it.
Every bit.
Every bit. Well, the tall people look down on anyway.
Anyway. There it is.
Anyway, we got a couple more comments I'm going to grab real quick. Kate Roberts says discrimination needs to be oriented around impacts to merit in jobs. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, they were giving them merit bonuses for hiring more diverse people.
Yeah. If you took a week to carry a cruise served, you don't get served a weapon job for all our sakes. Look, I don't think anybody should get a gig they aren't prepared for. I think there's a certain amount of training you can certainly do for people who are capable and can be trained, but you don't just put a person in a job because you're trying to check a box, right? Creek Indian says, "I wonder if I'm Indian brown enough to go to Disney." I think you might be, my friend. I hope. Look, I don't think that should even matter. I really don't think it should matter. And Argentum, thank you, dear. Says that dude no longer has a career in Hollywood. Nope. But he could go work for America First Legal.
So it is interesting. So when that tweet had come out with that video, I had sent it to, I think I'd watched it maybe a half hour after it went live.
Right.
And I had sent it to one of my coworkers. And I was kind of thinking in my head, well, we all know this is the stuff that he just admitted on this video that we've been talking about for months, if not years, and we know it. And it's not even like it's something we suspect. It's something that we know to be true. My coworker, total normie, and she watched the video And she's hitting me up on Slack and she's like, holy shit, there's no way this is real. And then I see her Instagram reel later that evening and it's just clips from the video. And I was like, yeah, this is now getting the things that we know to be true that are deeply embedded in Hollywood and in the, the silver screen is not all it's cracked up to be because we know about it. Now normal people are starting to understand. And interesting enough, in that video, he says there is a lawsuit here. Now I'm curious how many people are going to start running with it. Because my first thought was, I'm going to go apply for a shit ton of jobs at Disney that I'm wildly unqualified for and then just sue them when I don't get it. So,
Well, but that actually is a problem because they're already involved in multiple discrimination suits, including one about pay with ladies. So can you imagine a white lady going, now, wait a minute here now?
Yeah. Well, Gina's got her thing.
Oh, dude,
Gina's whole thing isn't that they can fire her whenever she wants. It's that they fired her over things that other people did as well and didn't get fired.
And that she is technically protected from in California. They passed a law because they wanted the communists to be able to be communists.
I'm not against YouTube as a private company censoring people and censoring things and stuff they don't want on their platform. I'm not against that. What I'm against is them not telling us what those rules are.
Yeah. And they don't. Yeah.
Right. That's the problem.
Yeah. Speaking of, but not a problem is Ruby Hoove gifting a $3 super sticker with a fist bump. That's
Thank
right.
you,
We're getting
Ruby.
a fist bump. Thank you, Ruby Hoove. Ruby Hoove's amazing.
She wants to get the Gary clip's worth $3, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No.
priceless, actually.
Yeah, and SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor drops a $2. $2 make you holla. Super chat saying, I'd hire a Smurf if they had the skills and experience. Me too.
Heard that Lady Smurf has the skills.
I hear Comics is looking.
Comics is looking, and he will paint himself blue.
He does it already.
Don't tell people that.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, B. Baker says that Tox's superpower is picking inappropriate clips. Yes.
Also making them.
Also, yes. Stitch has been a member for 7 months saying, 7 months? What the hell was I thinking? I don't know, but I appreciate it.
We don't know.
I appreciate it. We've got. I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about this more? Do you feel like there's more to talk about Disney being caught with their tail between things?
Well, I'm interested to see where this goes. Yeah. Right? What is this going to mean? Because as Graham says, and everybody says, we already knew this stuff was there. We've been seeing this stuff for a long time. There's been a lot of great channels, a lot of great people. Tom Connors and Midnight's Edge have been pointing this out. You've got a Film Threat, and that group's been pointing this out.
Yeah.
WDW Pro, Bounding into Comics, all this stuff. Drunk 3PO.
Oh, Jay.
What great restraint Gina Carano has.
Yeah.
What great restraint to do that. Because no way I could have done that. And Grace and stuff, whatever we want to say about Gina. But all these people, we've already seen this. We know this.
Right.
It's how prevalent is this going to get into the normie world? And people start waking up to, wait a second. Because comics has been talking about this competency crisis, right? You got doors falling off of planes. That's not Boeing's fault. That's maintenance. And you've got electric pipelines and stuff, and pipelines that don't work because the one person that knows how to do everything is on vacation. Everybody else is standing around like an idiot. That's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
UCLA, 55% of their medical school graduates couldn't pass their medical boards.
They're not qualified.
That's
is that
UCLA
real?
Med.
Is that? Are you serious?
No, it is real. It's
2023, 55% of their graduating class of medical students could not pass the medical boards.
That I've not heard that. That is mind-boggling.
That's UCLA Med.
To me.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them out there like that. I mean, they're one of the top medical schools in the country, and you just and they stopped grading medical schools based on merit and scores. The U.S. News and World Report. I'm sorry, just because you take out this information, this stuff that really matters to make your list look good, you're going to kill people. That's what's going to happen. And I go back to the firefighter thing. Should women be given the opportunity to become firefighters? Yes. we should have separate quarters and things like that for women. However, they need to pass the same strenuous physical tests as the men, because this isn't about, because you can be in administration, you can be in EMT, there's all kinds of stuff you can be. And I know plenty of people, women who are strong enough, but they're not going to be able to haul, on average, a 175, 200-pound person down a couple of flights of stairs in the middle of a fire.
My
That's
fat
the
ass
stuff
out
they
of a
test
burning
for.
building.
But if you can, 100% you should be able to do it, and 100% you should be able to advance based on your merit and your ability.
Heard.
That's why Culture, his editing skills with video, yeah, that's a merit and a skill, I think.
Okay.
His beard grooming.
Beard grooming.
I was just sitting there trying to think what kind of resume I had put together for you.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I mean,
Man loves cock. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
oh yeah.
Slinging down.
Do you think the guy in that James O'Keefe video, the legal counsel, do you think that he knew what was going on, or do you think he was just trying to get some strange and the chick that was sitting like across was like a 10 out of 10 banging
I
on
don't.
a chick?
I honestly don't think he knew what was going on. I think that he, I think that he may have been overwhelmed by the moment, because he was trying to impress both of these ladies.
He
'Cause
just
again,
got out
it's
of
two ladies.
a long-term relationship, didn't he?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to
yeah.
see the revealing outfit she was wearing that made him give up the goods.
Yeah,
that
I don't
quick.
think
Because
you're
like
ever-
I would pay that stuff for some
I think-
strange if she's
I
hot
think
enough.
I think James is going to use both of those ladies again in more Disney stings. But I mean, here's the video. There's 19 minutes of it. I mean, it goes and goes and goes, and James does what James does and talks about things. So yeah, here's James.
To experience Disney's discrimination against white males firsthand.
I've been at the company 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those divisions, and they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for the shop. They're just not. That's not what they want.
They even
So there you go.
I think he's frustrated. I think it's fair to say that after all these years, he's hit that glass ceiling. He's not getting advanced for what he believes he has earned, and he's speaking that frustration to a pretty lady who went out with him to a restaurant. But at the same time, he's proving that he's not worth being promoted because he's lacking the finesse that somebody who would earn the promotion should have, right?
Well, let's talk about that right now.
Well, they're very careful about messaging because they don't want to get to discrimination in either direction. But certainly there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
how would they say it?
There's no way we're hiring a white male person. They say
like straight to you, or okay?
They'd be very careful how they message that to agents.
In like email or whatever.
Right.
after getting a dose.
Dude, it seems a little fruity to me. I'm just saying, like,
no, okay. So let's look. There, he's in LA, or he's in the Burbank area. He's in the 18 blocks, right? He works in there. So you're always like 2 drinks away from being swinging the other way.
Of Disney's discrimination himself, it seems like Michael may have been hit with a reality check that discrimination against people based upon race is probably not cool.
I mean, it kind of feels like at some point there's going to be a lawsuit.
At some point, there's going to be a lawsuit. No kidding, kitten.
Do you think the date ended up in his favor at the end of the night, or
I hope so. The guy deserved to get,
because maybe he just unlocked the best strategy of all time. If you take a lady that's way out of your league out to dinner, have some drinks, and just be like, look,
the beans on your
my company, I'm never getting promoted. You want to go home with me or what? I'm never going anywhere. It's kind of like, dude, I don't know. But maybe he's making it. He's like, look, I'm not getting promoted because I'm a white guy, So it's maybe he just unlocked the best thing of all. Tell him you're never going anywhere in your career and you just get to go straight home.
That might work,
man.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if that's a good strategy. I think that's the opposite of strategy. But look, I've got a good strategy because I've got good people behind me, like Biggle Smets, who celebrates 42 months of membership. I agree.
42 months?
Yeah. He says, he was agreeing with Stitch about, what was I thinking? Well, I don't know, but I love you, Biggles. You're a good dude.
He's 6 months away from being with you for 4 years.
I know. 4 more beers. I mean, years. 4 more.
412. Yeah.
Stitch.
Wow.
Stitch gives me a membership. Thank you, Stitch. And that went to Josh Post. Welcome, Josh. Welcome. Ruby Hoove dropped a $5 super chat saying, we need more tech schools. People who can fix things. I'm telling you right now, trade schools, you're going to get paid. Paid. We don't, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I know how to fix a lot of things, but there's still a few things I can't fix.
Like a broken heart?
Stop it. But that guy's going to be
living on an edge of a broken heart.
Yeah. But like, let's say, like yesterday I fixed a thermostat. That was an adventure. But look, I had the skills to do it, and a lot of people don't. Right? I can fix I can fix like 85% of air conditioning problems. Right? But there's a couple problems I can't fix. It's the same thing with a lot of things. I can fix 90% of something, but there's like a 10% thing that takes this level of skill in a trade school. Ruby Hoop speaks the truth. We need people who know how to do things. And by the way, when the world is built by robots, we're gonna need people who know how to fix the robots. Sorry.
There's a mechanic for my engine here in the city. Even if I really took the time to learn how to fix engines, I would still trust him, because
he's done it
one
forever.
of the best, most reputable techs in the city for engines for my particular RV engine.
Right.
And I know he's going to do a better job than I could ever do, no matter how skilled I am.
Yep.
I'm still going to pay him.
Yeah. No, and look, I'm going to tell you this right now, Shrap 3D. I will not fix a cat. That is a veterinary job, and gross. All right. Okay. Tina Guzman says, maybe it felt good to get it off his chest. Who knows? No, I think it did. Look, nobody is that forthcoming on stuff like this unless it's been digging at them forever. And look, he had at least one glass of Pinot. Maybe he had more. We don't know how many Pinot Noirs do
he had one glass of penis?
Yeah.
No, Pinot Noir. It's a wine, dude.
Sorry. I'm not that cultured.
Give me
I know.
the juice.
That's why you're on my
the juice.
Yeah,
when he mentioned to the person who didn't get the job because they weren't shaded enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
My other take from that is that the guy in question who didn't get the job wasn't also acting dark enough. And I think that's another big part of it, because I think this guy certainly looks like he knows how to. This guy obviously knows how to bend over, and he's probably thinking to himself, "I've been bending over for years and taking it, and they still won't,
So, somebody played that clip or has been playing that clip of that film.
Polish Jones.
Where they're pushing the guy that's an author to like market his book in the most woke way. Man, what's the name of that movie?
Keenan. That was a Keenan and Peele?
He's like, his reaction is like,
oh no, that was the guy from Hunger Games. Right.
We want to rush it because we want to have it ready for Juneteenth, and he's like, Juneteenth.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is brilliant, right? Somebody in the chat's going to know the name of that film. American Fiction. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now. That's kind of the way the world is right now. People are like, so I have to play this dumbass game that nobody believes in. Right? I have to play this dumbass game nobody believes in, so that, I can get ahead in the world. And
I mean, the guy who didn't get that job, if he didn't show up to work the next day, like wearing a do-rag, smoking a Black and Mild, like rolling through the parking lot, like I would be like, dude, what are you doing? You're not playing the game. Like they're telling you what to do.
Yeah, dude, just go in there strapped. You'll get the gig, bro.
Exactly. Like there was a time when rolling into work with any type of a weapon, you get fired. Now it's like, oh no. Now he's black enough.
That's part of his culture, right? That's part of your culture.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What a
that's why 50 Cent is uncancelable. Uncancelable,
dude,
because he's been shot 9 times.
That dude's based AF, right? I mean, come on now. I mean, Fitty, yeah. Speaking of which,
3 Fitty.
Emblazon64 says, skills can pay the bills. That's right. Skills that can pay the bills. I'm going to tell you right now, I got some. Speaking of things I got $5 super chat from Know Some Carpentry Skills. Ding. Working on IT experience. Ding. Can replace electrical outlets. Ding. And switches. Ding. I've replaced some basic plumbing. Try to MacGyver it. Look, you can learn a lot. One of the reasons I started the Culture Builds channel that I need to get back to is so I can show you how to do basic crap. So you don't have to have somebody else do it.
Can you teach me how to pass the medical exam from UCLA?
Apparently not.
Oh, that would be a good show.
By the way, no, but you can. Here's the weird thing: you can become an attorney without going to law school. You just have to pass the bar.
Pass the buck?
The bar.
Oh, okay, get it.
And now, I mean, at some states, I mean, maybe you can limbo under the bar. You don't know. But thank you for the super chat. We got bad Bill saying, buy new thing, don't fix. No, fix thing. Don't spend money. Don't think.
Oh, he meant fix. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was don't fix.
Don't think. I was like, okay, I get it. I don't think
well,
either.
first of all, don't think. I mean, that's a good policy unless it's like somebody's doing something really bad, like to kids. But anyway.
Thinking a bunch of kids?
No, stop it.
Oh.
But no, the thing is, it's easy. It's easy to fix things, and you'll save yourself hundreds of dollars. Replacing a thermostat, you buy a $45 thermostat that's programmable, 7-day programmable thermostat, right? And you replace it because most thermostats now are 4 wires, and they're labeled yellow, green, white, and red. And it takes a little bit of time, and you might have to learn how to use like needle nose pliers or like a wire stripper. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, if you spend $50 to fix something that would cost you $300 for somebody to do.
Well, I don't think kids nowadays know how to use like even plug in component cables into a television set. So I don't think they can
don't know how kids can't build their own computers. I was doing it in like 11th grade.
You were doing it.
That wasn't really all that hard.
Tablets. Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
You buy a box, you put the things in it, and you plug them in.
It's like a Legos for adults.
Back in my day, Sonny. Yeah, anyway. Sorry about that.
Well, you got to scour the compatibility charts to make sure the memory you buy goes into this.
Argentum hits the home run. By the way, this is our last story, but we're not there yet. I promise you, we're going to talk about the Juneteenth disaster that Disney served up. But we have more Disney stuff to serve up. Oh, you guys ready? Are you ready? Death Angel's Shadow is ready. Death Angel's Shadow's been a member for 14 months saying, now can I, not can I, rather, is it worth paying someone else? That's a brilliant thing to say. And you're right. It's not can I, it's is it worth paying somebody else? Yes. Learn to do it. It's not hard. It's not hard. All right, let's get to the next one, which means that we probably have a commercial break. Tox, take it away.
Are you tired of the same old buffet food at Wang's? Have you had enough dong to last you a lifetime? Well, take just a few more steps past those single-minded restaurants and dive into Sherry's Slam and Clam. Sherry's Slam and Clam Shellfish Bar is truly all you can eat, unlike the 2 shrimp limit that stingy bastard Wang has. In a hurry, let Sherry stuff your box. To go! Be shellfish and take all you want from Sherry's Slam and Clam. Located next to the 3rd Street Bolorama, Sherry's is open 6 days a week. If you are looking to slam clam, get to Sherry's today.
Everybody, I appreciate it. Look, this has been a great show. I like the new format. Hopefully you do too. Thank you. Thank you again. Mm-hmm. I love this new format, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to say this about that. Rey Skywalker is the heart of Star Wars. No. I'll say it again. Rey Skywalker is the heart of Star Wars. Now, don't take my word for it. No. Take it from a lady who, is going to deliver you probably something that you don't want. It's probably something that none of us want. It's a new Star Wars film with Rey starring in it.
Wait.
Yeah?
You're saying that there's another one?
Yeah, there will be a new Star Wars film. And again, this article is going to come to us from that Park Place that is being directed by a woman who is an activist, first and foremost. Her name is Sherman, and don't squeeze the Sherman, Obaid Chinoy. And she claims that Rey Skywalker is the heart of Star Wars, telling us that her film will continue to inject womanism. That's the word we're using tonight because you can't use the other word that's printed there on the tube anyway.
Oh, I'm glad that you said that. I would not have known.
Yes. So womanism, right, is going to inject womanism into Star Wars. Well, it's already there. Hannibal. But hey,
me too.
Before we get started, I want to go back to a previous comment because, I do that. SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor for $5 says, some of what I learned from my grandfathers, me too. I took small engines in high school and wood shop, me too. Made a P40 out of wood, that's awesome, in high school. And I built a PC. I think our life experiences mirrored each other, and I think we're better for it. And all of these programs, as I talked about earlier today on my member stream, my high roller stream with Hoove, who was brilliant, by the way, and also wearing a wonderful Culture Casino Rooster baseball shirt. By the way, you can get those at beachpunk.us, and you probably should. I think he probably had similar experiences too. We talked about this at length, and I'm going to tell you that knowing how to do things is very important. But I don't think Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy knows how to make a Star Wars movie. So let's get to this article from our great friend, John F. Trent, over on That Park Place. John dives into the story saying that director Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy, who has been announced to direct the upcoming Rey film featuring Daisy Ridley, yay, she recently shared more details about the project and heavily implied that it will inject more womanism. Well, I'm so surprised. Speaking with Variety about her upcoming Diane von Furstenberg documentary. Again, this is a documentary filmmaker first and foremost. She doesn't do anything that isn't driven by activism, folks. She detailed what attracted her to the film. She says, the story that interests me most is Rey's journey as a female Jedi. That's how I can best bring my experience to it. You're a female Jedi? I don't know. You don't look very Jedi. She went on to detail that the greatest thing about Star Wars is that everyone has a personal connection to it. Everyone is passionate about it, and throughout the fandom, people have clear ideas about who should direct or what the story should be about. All of that is true. And then she says, I'm just drowning those voices out until I'm done. I'm just drowning out those voices until I'm done. I know what people want. I know people care. I know people get involved in these things, and I know that I'm not their choice for this project. Fuck them. I just said a bad word on my channel.
Unbelievable.
That's her basically saying, F you. F you. I don't know what else to say. I think I could just stop here. There's more to this article, but I think I'm done. I think everybody's done. I think we're all done.
Well, isn't this like the third time that it was going to be her, then it wasn't going to be her, then it was going to be somebody else, now it's back to her?
Well, I feel like Disney's been trying to pivot this film a lot of different ways, a lot of different times, and the reason that they're doing that is because this is an oopsie. And this is probably a Kathleen Kennedy oopsie, and it's huge.
Well, wasn't she in an interview? She says, "I like to make men uncomfortable." Right.
Right.
So if she's going out,
uncanny impression there.
I know. I sat in front of the mirror for hours practicing. I was like, uncomfortable? No, uncomfortable. So I think that when all is said and done, she should be the one tapped to make the documentary on how big of a disaster Disney Star Wars actually is.
I think her documentary is going to be, hey, my film completely ended it all. I did it with Rey because it was a character nobody cared about. And I thought, hey, why not pick the most uncared for character in Star Wars history?
How is it that anybody who's tapped to make anything for Star Wars right now looks at what is going on with the Acolyte, how Ahsoka was received, how just the state of Star Wars, and still be like, yeah, I'm into that. I still want to make that. I'm amazed that these people aren't just like, you know what? No, I'm good. I'm going to go back to my documentaries about men being uncomfortable, and then I'm out of here. I'm not doing this right now. I'm not going to be subjected to what what's the lady's name who's currently Leslie Headland is going through. It's like, why would you want to go through that? And then the lady who did,
you said it wrong. It's lesbian headlamp.
Yes. Well, they're just completely shocked that their religion, their agenda is not working. Right? It's just Lenin got out of World War I when the revolution happened, came back, instilled all the communist things in there, and then was shocked when 20 million people starved and communism didn't work. All right? They're just, these people live in a bubble. And just like, to a certain extent in the last story too, we're in a bubble with the James O'Keefe thing, right? James O'Keefe is talking to tens of millions of people.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. We're talking to about 200 tonight, but the fellowship probably talks to maybe 900,000 to 1 million when you've got ads and everybody else and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The views and things that they have. That's not a whole lot compared to someone like James O'Keefe. These people get money because the movies that they've made are seen by a bunch of people across the world. Now that they've said, okay, I'm going to put my message into it, all that, they're shocked that this isn't working. That's why they kept doubling and tripling down on this. That's why Disney kept doing it. They couldn't believe that their ideology and what they were being taught in schools isn't working. What do you mean we're out of money? We can't be out of money. We're like, oh, we've got all these billionaires. There's 200 billionaires in the United States. You start taxing them, they'll all leave. I mean, just reality's reality. And these people haven't been in reality for a while. And that's what happens when you have a country that has a lot of prosperity. It breeds a lot of people that don't have any idea what it's like to have to, to actually go through some kind of oppression or strife. Right. And you get, what's her name from The Acolyte, doing that song, and then anybody that was doing something on it was getting channel strikes. And the review was to ask them, are you sure? And they say yes. So then you have to go against that again at the peril of having your entire channel deleted. And that, so YouTube, just fix that. Fix your channel strike process. And that's how Disney could wipe people out, if they wanted, they have from there. So, and you look at Star Wars Theory. I'm sure he's an okay guy, and this Acolyte thing's just it went too far for him. And he's been watching a lot of this stuff and fighting against Geeks and Gamers and Gary and stuff like that every once in a while. So,
I think there is a general awareness as well outside of the million that you speak of this sphere of the world. There's the much broader reality, but it's the kind of like the millions and millions of people, let's say the people that James O'Keefe might be reaching with this story, that they may not be actively paying attention or aware of it, but they kind of still are aware of it, right? Like they're not watching The Acolyte. It's not part of, it's not relevant to their friends. It's not relevant to what they see and do in their day-to-day life. They might just have a general understanding that it's not worth their time. It's not exciting. It's not what is really driving discussion. And I think that is still a much, much bigger impact than anything.
Right. Well, it's why it's so important. Yeah. CC, you're 100% right. I just want to add to what you're saying. That's why it's so important that you get other people involved in this, like Matt Walsh. You have to bring him to the conversation. You have to bring, other people to this conversation. You have to bring, what's the British guy that Nerdrotic
Piers
and
Morgan.
Drinker were just on.
Piers Morgan.
Piers Morgan, yeah. You have to bring those guys to this conversation. You have to bring Tucker Carlson to this conversation. You have to bring Tim Pool to this conversation, which Tim's already involved. I mean, he started a channel that my friend Brett Dasovic runs called Pop Culture Crisis, right? And that channel's been going grape ape, right? I mean, he even had Matt Kadish on, like I think on Friday, like just a couple days ago. Kadish acquitted himself well. He was in studio, which means he had to travel. I mean, I would travel to talk to people to try to spread this word that they don't quite understand why it's important. I think that's where we're at. I mean, that's why the conversation has always been, and I said it earlier today, I'll say it again. We need as many voices talking about this as we possibly can get. I mean, It's just, because this is how they get you. This is how they get you. They destroy things culturally. This is what, go back 50 years, 70 years, and you have the Chinese Cultural Revolution. This is the same things that were being done there are being done here. Not enough people are saying that and pointing it out and demonstrating exactly what's happening. You're getting people all wearing the same clothing. Back then it was, men and women dressing the same in the same silly outfits. Now
Everybody has a moment though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, what brought me here was The Last Jedi. For others,
Right.
in Star Wars terms, it was Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it doesn't just have to be Star Wars. Just something that you care about in your life, whatever it happens to be, when it gets taken over, right? When it gets infected, and then you realize, oh, dang.
I should probably pay attention to this stuff.
And it's just a group of people here and a group of people there. And over the course of 5 or 10 or 15 years, it's just building and building and building until it becomes not a minority of people who are paying attention anymore, but a majority.
But look, I mean, we're building that every day. We've brought people over. My channel's growing. Valiant's channel's growing. I mean, we're looking around. I mean, even Comics, who occasionally makes a video nowadays when he deigns us with his brilliance. Even Comics division is growing. We're growing voices. It's why I appreciate all of you that are here right now and everybody that's out there right now. We're the voice of the future. We have to build our numbers. We have to shout down the silly. You got to fight back, and you have to put your money where your mouth is. And this is not an easy game. One of the most, incredible things I ever heard anybody talk about, and this is coming from a screenwriter that is incredibly on the left side of things, or used to be. Now he's probably in the middle. His name's Aaron Sorkin, and he wrote in a film called The American President that citizenship. Being an American is advanced citizenship. We're not like any other government in the world, right? A constitutional representative republic, which is what we are, And what's funny is just saying that out loud to a news organization sent them into a freaking tizzy fit because they were like, "What? Yeah, you're freaking idiots. We're not a pure democracy. We're not mob rule." If we were mob rule, we'd have gone into war a long time ago. Because you guys said, we're going to take your guns. And the people with guns have said, go ahead, try.
Yeah.
And that's not the way we work in this country, right? We're supposed to have representation that represents us. They're not doing a very good job of it right now. They suck at it. Right? I don't know what you do in Canada, something close to socialism, it's fine. And I'm not going to attack you right now, or my Canadian friends. That's a joke, right? I'm poking fun. I mean,
they're not friends, they're Canadian comrades.
Well, that's right. Okay, comrades. I appreciate you, and the fact
Comrades
that
CC.
Hey, the fact that you could look past
karaoke.
The
that's
Castro
4 C's.
Look, the fact
we are multiple countries. I'll leave it at that.
You definitely are, and the fact that you could look past the Castro heritage that's leading your country right now is impressive to me. Anyway, look, I want to say one more thanks to Joe Stu, who gifted 50 Culture Casino memberships earlier. That was huge. But speaking of huge things, we got a few more conversations to jump into here, courtesy of all of you. All of you. E. Clay Thomason takes the time in 15 months to insult me, saying on the porcelain thoughts of Culture Casino. Oh my God, the smell. Also, looks like I certainly was so now probably going on I apologize.
Is it me or is Culture robotic?
Okay, so it's not okay. It's not.
Because
It's
I was
everybody,
seeing
yeah.
both of you.
Yeah, I thought my
do that blank
connection
stare.
was dying.
Oh
What?
no, he's gone.
Well, with as bad as EV Mux is, I was like, is this just me again?
So I think I figured out the EV Muck stuff. So I actually talked to one of their owners on Wednesday. So
Nice. Next time you talk to him, tell him I said hey.
Yeah. You know him?
No.
Oh. I said Graham says that you suck.
Yeah.
It's probably true. All right, I think I'm back. I don't know for sure. But Creek Indian says, "Oh no, not more Star Wars! Running away screaming. Sorry. Yes, we had more Star Wars." E. Clay Thomason says, "I'm a hymnist." Well, yeah. You're not a womanist? Okay.
Hymnist. I like that.
Hymnist. DJ Ronnie G, what's up, bro? Says, I need to get clam pizza. Well, I have a commercial for you coming up in just a moment. And SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor says, for $5, is unfortunately I was unable to get learning experiences from my father as he passed away before my first birth. That's awful, but I'm glad your grandfather stepped up. My dad was a good handyman, eye doctor. That's amazing, dude. I'm very sorry about your loss, but hey, lots of people step in to be great parents in lieu of, the ones that you were God given. So well done. Dragon Bricks comes out with the one who quit had integrity. The one who stays at Disney do not have integrity. A lot of people are starting to feel that way. I mean, a lot of people move down the street. They went just a few blocks down I-4 to find Universal to make good things.
When I once upon a time was an employee at the Daily Wire, when a lot of stuff with Gina Carano was going on, the amount of emails that we got from people. So my team was actually dealing with a lot of the inbound emails, getting first eyes on that stuff.
Right.
The amount of people in Hollywood that were saying, "Hey, are you hiring for this, and this? You announced you're making movies. I need to get out." Because the moment people hear that this is how I am in my personal life, I don't have a career. I need to do this preemptively and go. Yeah. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that's been happening in Hollywood for a while now, and it's been happening in a lot of corporations. I mean, behind the scenes, Talks and Comics and I talk about a lot of these things all the time because we're watching, industries that we are familiar with, that we worked in, go through all this, and it's not just Hollywood. Hollywood just happens to be where we can focus our energies because entertainment is plain to see. And what's happening in the entertainment industry is plain to see. You have trade magazines and everything else. Well, it's not as plain to see in, a lot of the tech stuff unless you're listening to people who work in tech, I mean, and who wants to watch that? I'm just kidding, guys. It's a joke.
A lot of people do.
True. We got our friend Jay. There's only one letter in the alphabet, and it's J for $2 saying, I feel bad for Daisy. Her career is shot. Yeah, her Oscar bait film, The Woman in the Sea or whatever that was called, that came out about a woman swimming the English Channel, which is a historical piece. It only made it into theaters because they were looking for Oscar bait. They wrote her a check. She got paid. But this Disney thing, she may get a check, but it's not going to help her career. I mean, I know she was in something else where she was a corpse and she played a naked corpse at that.
Oh yeah, what movie is that? I need to go check it out.
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh.
But yeah, so thanks for the $2, and I now think you're generous.
What is it? Daisy Ridley and the Search for My Breasts.
All right, stop it. Creek Indian.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I offended CC. I'm so sorry.
No,
I don't mean to offend any Canadian. They're scary.
Stop it. Creek Indian for $7.15. Holy cow, again. Thank you, my friend.
Wow, she and SFX. Good night.
Yeah, she's going to drown out voices until they quit watching her movies and shows. And when you drown out their voices, you don't make any money. Well, yeah. I mean, look, not listening to your target audience is your problem. Your desire to make men uncomfortable, not a winning strategy with Star Wars. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, everybody wants to be the film school person, make provocative movies that make people think. I'm like, okay, there's a reason why those were always niche type things, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why Rambo made so much money.
Yeah.
All right. And some of the John Hughes films, those weren't all made for guys, right? 16 Candles wasn't a guy movie.
No.
Pretty in Pink wasn't a guy movie. Those are the movies we had to go see with the girlfriends. Right?
Yes, that's why I saw those movies.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, you went to go see them because
Greatest Showman.
I went to go see those movies.
But it was worth it.
Hang out in the
Greatest
back of the
Showman, I
theater
love
like Paul
musicals.
Rubens.
That's a different story. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I love musicals.
Okay, somebody get that on tape. I love musicals.
I do. I love musicals. I have performed in them. I have been in the orchestra pit for them. I like musicals.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yes. Spamalot's one of my favorites. Got to see that on Broadway. Was a highlight of my life.
It's awesome. Tina Guzman. Good to see you. Bryce
So was
Dallas
seeing
Howard
Rent
is looking to do
5,000 times.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Bryce Dallas Howard is looking to do Star Wars 2. Well, she might be able to do it.
She might actually be good with it.
Yep. Yep. Our good friend Sparky Schultz says, "Is Rebellion in the Wind for $2?" Yes, Rebellion is in the wind.
What?
Ask my good friend Drunk 3PO, Gina Carano, Valiant Renegade.
Those wins?
WDW Pro, That Park Place.
It's
Doom Cock.
WDW Pro. There is no such letter as W.
Midnight's Edge After Dark. I think I already said Doomcock Comics Division. Graham Cast, CC Karaoke. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Rebellion is in the wind. We are the Rebellion. Welcome to the Rebellion.
Oh, CC does a great version of Welcome to the Jungle.
No, it's true. I can't believe.
In fact, I believe Leslie Headland has that tattooed on her stomach. Sorry.
I don't think I want to be on her stomach.
No. You might get
Did
lost
you hear
in
about
something.
Did you hear about the lady that lost out on a wonderful husband because she
Did you
was
know how to make a
divorced?
sandwich?
No, she was divorced. This is completely unrelated to anything we're talking about. But she got divorced from her first husband, and she'd gotten a tattoo on her abdomen that with an arrow pointing down, with the guy's name. Let's just say its name's Adam, so it says Adams, right? And so she went on she went on a date with somebody, after this, and the guy, like, upon seeing that, decided that's not going to work for me.
No, it would work for me. I would just ask her to get one on her back so it points at the other hole and says Michael's,
Stop it. You cannot do that on this show.
Well, I'm just like, I'm trying to think of the available space,
Cyrano 2960 gifts a Culture Casino membership. Thank you for that. There you go. There you go.
That's very nice. Maybe she
And,
should tattoo, I'm going to make Graham a sandwich. That would be better. The other guy can have this. I'm making Graham a sandwich. That's more important.
Graham
ain't
sandwich
cheating.
maker?
That's what I always say.
Cheating.
All right. And Fat Steven, holy cow, back from, I don't know where, Canada, for a Canadian $2. His Culture is the actor playing the Wookiee in Acolyte. You weren't supposed to tell anybody. Steven, you weren't supposed to tell anybody.
We can see you. You're right there.
It is what it is. Creek Indian says, got to go. Have a good night. Oh, I hope you have a great night.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you for your massive contributions to the stream. And for those of you who gifted memberships and everybody else with the super chats, you guys keep the lights on. And you keep all of these wonderful beings entertaining, I think. I try to be entertaining.
I don't know.
I do know this, Tox, you're going to have to push us along because I think we're done. Hello, friends. Today, I would like to talk to you about cock awareness. That's right. Oh my God, the cock. We need to understand that the cock is very important. We have one right here. It says Culture Casino underneath it. But you can get your cock in any way that you want. Whether you want a big cock like this or a smaller one. Cocks are available in many sizes and on many things. You can put them on a shirt. You can put them in some shorts. Put them on a hat. The point is, we need to be more aware of the cock. So won't you join us today, please, in supporting the cock? You can do so over on the website, www.beachpunk.us. And, well, get your own cock. Whatever size cock you would enjoy. Thank you. Okay, I actually did write copy for that particular one, so I'll take full responsibility, but let's move on to our next subject. And that's going to be...
Our next subject.
That's right. Hey, thanks everybody. I do appreciate the support there. Yes, Disney has a disaster on their hands. Tiana's stuck in a T-pose, and if you don't know what that is, you probably have seen them before in video games when the characters decide to be stuck in a particular position. Tiana happens to be stuck in a T-pose right now in the attraction that used to be Splash Mountain. And let me tell you, that's an unfortunate position to be stuck in. But we need to be talking about this. So, with that being said, I'm going to bring up an article from, That Park Place, which I think will explain what's going on. You see, Tiana's Bayou Adventure has Disney scrambling, at least Disney World anyway, because they were scrambling to get this attraction ready for Juneteenth. It was not ready for prime time, and in all of the premiere events, it really failed. It's broken in a lot of different ways and in a lot of different places, and by not upgrading anything other than the animatronics with piezoelectric systems, replacing the nitrogen-based compression systems, they've stumbled into some problems. This is written by WDW Pro all the way back on the 18th, leading into Juneteenth. And, there's a nice picture of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which does not look remarkably like what you get to see there. So it's not the typical way you see Disney parks operate. Usually a new ride or modified attraction are handed from Walt Disney Imagineering, the entity that designs and implements the attractions, to park operations and maintenance. Yes, that's usually what happens. And usually those attractions are in pristine, perfect condition. After all, a broken ride is not a good time for fans clamoring to try out a fantastic experience, which I think is accurate. But typical is not how they're opening Tiana's Bayou Adventure. No. The controversial attraction replacing Splash Mountain, and it's controversial with a capital C. The ride is controversial because Splash Mountain was the most popular ride at Disney parks according to polling. This is 100% true. But now it's gone due to some racial issues, which there weren't any, but they invented some. And the powers that be deemed the attraction problematic back in 2020. So it's been replaced by a ride called a necessary downgrade. I'm sorry.
What?
A necessary downgrade. There's a story about this too. If you want to read it on That Park Place, it's absolutely ridiculous. And this is actually something somebody said, by the way. But not only is the ride perceived as a downgrade by many, of course, but it's also just doesn't work. The attraction has frequently failed to run during cast member previews, media previews, celebrity experiences, and annual pass holder previews, and just regular previews for people who happen to be able to check it out on a given day. There are fire alarms going off, celebrities stuck on logs for quite some time, and the animatronics failing badly. This is Tiana right here. Tiana, last I saw, stuck in a T-pose. Now, the company appears to be accepting its fate of opening a broken attraction and that's likely to fail for the foreseeable future. So Tiana's Bayou Adventure will open with two options for riding it. Guests can opt to try for a lottery system, whereby they get on their mobile devices at a particular time and try to score a pass to ride the attraction later in the day. If they fail to get in the virtual queue, the next option is to pay money to ride the attraction. Now, I'm going to stop here. Gentlemen, would you pay to ride a broken thing? Now, mind you, you have already paid to go into the park to ride all of the attractions. Are you willing to pay more money to ride a broken attraction?
No.
No, it's this.
My only
this
comment
reminds
was disgusting.
Okay, good.
No, this reminds me when at Universal Studios Hollywood, they had the Nintendo World open. And the hottest thing there was to go and try to have a meal at the Toadstool Cafe.
Yes.
And they only did it by reservation.
Yeah.
In order to get a reservation, you had to prepay, or I should say, I'm sorry, pay extra for early access to the park to get to the kiosk to make your reservation.
Right.
So if you wanted the privilege to spend extra money on top of your ticket, you had to spend extra money. And this is kind of what that reminds me of. It's like, hey, pay extra money to be there. But the problem is, at least at the Toadstool Cafe, you can get a meal that will feed you. Here, you won't even get on a ride that works. It's a bunch of bullpucky as far as this cat's concerned.
Okay. Well,
I'm also curious about this decision to go from hydrogen to electronics.
Nitrogen.
No, sorry, nitrogen. I don't know anything about it. I'm just thinking about other things like in music, tube speakers, way better than pure electronics will ever be. And I'm just thinking in my head, again, I'm not a professional on this, but I mean, is it possible that the old way was a good way? It worked for a long time, quite effectively.
Yeah, it was the best way. And it guaranteed and certified a repeatable experience every single time. Yeah. The problem with the electronics
it's an ecological thing?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, they can claim that, but we actually know what the percentage of the atmosphere is in oxygen compared to other gases.
Well, exactly. It's a dependable thing, right?
Yeah.
Electronics are going to fail.
Yeah, and look, previously it was a triggered event with an electronical like thing, but that was very little. It didn't require much, and it was basically fault proof, right? Whereas now you have multiple triggering events for these animatronics, which are not properly set up. They're in a damp mist environment where they're going to have additional faulting, and they're in Florida where it happens to be humid all the dang time. I almost cursed, but look. This is a likely event that it's going to be broken often. So they've added a feature to the My Disney app to handle the problem, which, by the way, indicates that the problems are unlikely to be worked on anytime soon. Otherwise, why would you go to the trouble of adding a new system to code your park's app? Of course. So, this is the boarding pass, and as you get closer to boarding, this little log loads up with more creatures, right? Not good creatures, these ugly new creatures that came along with this attraction, not the wonderful creatures that used to be in Splash Mountain, which they destroyed instead of preserving for museum pieces, but that's another conversation altogether. So, where it gets really hairy for Disney is that the general public is paying good money to ride the attraction. Well, they already did. It's called the entrance fee, right? Disney is trying to double dip into your pocketbook with all this lightning lane and all the other bologna sausage that comes along with this newfangled garbage. It's like back in the old days where they charged you $250 to get into the park, and then you paid for ticket books to ride the attraction. Again, $250, reasonable price. Ticket books may be a little exorbitant, but it guaranteed that you could use your e-ticket to ride an e-ticket attraction. That's not what's happening here. So basically, it's going to be harder and harder to convince folks to part ways with their hard-earned cash if there's a fear that they won't even get to ride the ride. It's down so much that they're actually adding new market-tested phrases for describing the broken status. They're market testing failure statements.
Well, you'd say like operationally unavailable. So it's like what?
Wow. See, in the old days, if you were a cast member, you said, hey, that went 101. Guests started to figure out 101 meant the thing's broke, don't go there. Right? And, of course, they would shut down the queue and everything else. And the other problem is now you've got guests relying on their telephone. Do you realize on vacation, the last thing I want to hold is my phone?
Yes. You have told me this multiple times.
Look.
You've said toxic man flu.
I don't want to hold.
I don't want to hold my phone.
There's a lot of things that you don't want to hold because it just, it's just too heavy. gets in the way of things.
And they'll get you kicked out of the park.
Might get you kicked out of the park.
Yeah.
But look, let's get down to the brass tacks here. They built something that worked. Then they decided that they were going to use it for virtue signaling because there was nothing wrong with this attraction. So instead of, honoring some of the last voice actors, black voices that were in this, and a lot of original music that was in this, and a lot of, mechanical artistry that's not replaceable because you've destroyed it, they put in this terrible virtue signal that is broken and continues to be broken all the time. And they even broke the water in the broken attraction. How do you break the water?
Did not have enough alligators in it?
I don't know, but it's muddy colored. It used to be a beautiful clear color. It's now brown.
Better than yellow.
Well, it might as well be. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to say about any of these things, but
considering that Universal's about to open up their entire new theme park down there in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
they're going to be expanding on Harry Potter. They're going to be doing the dark universe. They're doing a whole lot over there.
Yeah.
And, if I had to look at it from a dollars and cents standpoint, just think about this right now. It's like, well, if I'm going to be paying for my family to fly down to Florida, pay for entry, multiple days, all of this, it's hotels, massively expensive. Do I want to go somewhere where they're having to A/B test different terms for a broken ride? Or do I want to go to a place where I have Harry Potter and Super Mario and Dark Scary and I have all of these things? Pretty soon, Disney, unless they can figure it out, Universal is going to become the premier theme park experience sooner rather than later.
I'm about to suggest that they already are.
Yeah.
Disney has been going downhill for a long time, and they replaced a lot of working things in Epcot to replace them with non-working things in Epcot. They promised an awful lot with Project Gamma, which I believe was the 5th version of Project Gamma, right? Which is not what they called it. They introduced the idea of neighborhoods. I don't even think those have been employed. I think that they introduced a bunch of IP in the park that doesn't quite fit. And I think that, they also introduced these other virtual queues with these other pay-to-play ride systems that guests are rather annoyed with. Do you know, you only pay for the privilege of the early entry at Universal, as you expressed earlier when it came to that. But there are a lot of things that come with that. It's not just that restaurant reservation. It comes with a lot of, front-of-the-line experiences that cut your ride time. If only FastPass had been able to do that. Now, Legacy FastPass, I never had a problem with. It was first come, first serve. You inserted your ticket. You got an opportunity to come back at a given time to make sure you could ride the attraction. And if the attraction was down at a later time, they would honor that same Fast Pass that you had. And you still had an opportunity to get another one once that Fast Pass had reached the time that you'd booked. So you weren't trapped. None of that exists now. And Disney is suffering for it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a good business model to me. What do you guys think?
The only thing I want my phone for when I'm at a theme park, or particularly when I'm skiing, I want information. I want to know how long the lineups are at each attraction, or in this case, a lift. I want to know if they're broken down. And then I can plan my day to go where the people aren't. Or if I feel like lining up for an hour, I can make that choice. But I know that the lineup is an hour long because my phone will tell me. And then I put it back in my pocket and I don't worry about it until I need to check the information again. I don't want to be forced to have to use it every time I'm going to ride something. Take it out to scan it every time I'm going to go on. And it's like,
make a reservation and beat me when my table's ready, or beat me when my food's ready, or let me know what the weather's going to be and what other alternative things I can do in the park when it's raining and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Direct me to that based on my interests and what I've gone and seen and done.
Or have the Disney employees call me and be like, "Hey, Mr. Graham, we found your kid. What are you doing?" I'll be like, "Nah, I wanted to lose him.
No.
I didn't want to get it back.
No,
I don't want that thing back.
I left him in the arcade for a reason." By the way, that was me when I was about 8. Yeah, I was left behind.
Yeah,
Speaking of left behind, I don't want to leave any super chats behind or super stickers or just super people. Sparky Schultz sends another $1 super. Nothing to be said, just $1. Well, thank you for that. We've got Fat Steven. JFG once again from a Canadian $2 saying the new MCU Deadpool costume looks cheap. Okay,
Really?
Color me unsurprised, I think I would probably say. Yeah, look, there's some news around Deadpool that I heard today that I'm really unhappy about. Apparently, Deadpool's wife's boyfriend is involved in the film now. I don't really want to talk about that tonight. I will be talking about it soon because I'm pretty angry. Maybe we'll talk about it on Monday Meltdown tomorrow. I don't know. But that would be a good video for those of you out there making videos.
But they're still married?
And finally, Fat Steven, JFG for another Canadian $2, which makes you holla, says, should wrap Tiana like my grandma does her couch. Yeah. And that's the problem. Piezo electronics in a misty, musty, constantly wet environment. And, lots of sensors that fault easily. Not a good plan. Again, if you built the attraction from the ground up, all those things could possibly work. But you didn't. You added them later, and you did it poorly with not a lot of know-how. And then you didn't test the ride long enough. So you have a broken ride. There's nothing else to say about that. We got one last member chat, which is, I enjoy CC, but I'm on vacation. Well, I enjoy you, and I hope you enjoy vacation.
Do you happen to know off the top of your head how many rides are at Disneyland and Disney World?
Okay, so between just in Disneyland alone, at last count, and again, I could be inaccurate here because some things have switched in the last few years, there were 65 attractions in Disneyland Park proper. Across all of Disney World, at last count, and again, this might be a year or so old in my brain, there were not quite 65 attractions across all 4 parks. So Disneyland alone houses more attractions.
I would be very curious to see what the ride
Disneyland
like
alone. Yeah, Disneyland alone houses more attractions. And again, I could be wrong by a few now. I'll just be fair about that. But Disneyland at a time, not that long ago, Disneyland possessed more attractions than the entirety of Disney World. If you leave out water parks, right? If you add in water parks, DCA and Disneyland had more attractions. So it's just, when you look at the way you have 2 parks that are in very much smaller square footage, footprint, acres, whatever term you want to use, the density and design of Disneyland is vastly superior to that of what they did in Florida. Now, Epcot is an enormous waste of space. You leave out the lagoon in the middle, which I understand. That's basically their hub, right? It's actually 2 hubs. Most people don't realize that. You have a 2-hub system there with both having spokes.
It's a hub I like.
Yeah, you have the front hub and the rear hub. You have a Future World and World Showcase, because I refuse to call them neighborhood bologna sausage. But then you had attractions that or areas that radiated around them. That's a classic French design. So, but there's a lot of inefficiency in the space usage at Epcot, and that's a shame. They have, I think, 11 pads still that they could use for attractions and or other things there that I don't know that they'll ever develop. They stuck a stinking restaurant on one of them, but that's a different conversation. But yeah, so it's an interesting conversation. What they need to do is go back, revisit the attractions that they have across the board, in particular in Florida, and plus them up, not destroy them up like they did with Tiana.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got one last super chat in here from Tina Guzman, who said, great stream. Well, I agree with you. And it's a brand new format, and it's all because of you. We're going to keep structure and design, and we're going to add in more funny, because I didn't have any. But Toxic Man Flu did.
No, your stuff was pretty funny.
CC Karaoke did, and the guy Gramcast did, and all of you did. So I want to say thank you very much to all of you for making our show better. Tox, do you want to lead us out into all of the wonderful things that we do on the way out the door?
Is there like an end clip or an outro or something that we do?
Yeah, I'm going to run this one.
What are you gonna run? Oh yeah.
It's Beach Bum.
I like the music.
One last thank you to Sparky Schultz for $2 saying culture, the beard of knowledge. Well, I try, and you guys can see why.
Beard of knowledge.
Yeah,
oh,
like
where is my comedy development stuff?
You need to write that down.
I'm writing that down right now.
All right. And for those of you out there who did contribute to the stream in all the wonderful ways, including your commentary, I can say thank you. Thank you so very much. We have an outro clip. I don't think this is it.
Don't you do it.
It doesn't matter how broke you are. If you have time to watch Twitch, you have $10, truly. If you don't have $10, you probably don't have time to watch Twitch because you should be working. You should be trying to earn money. It's not a ton. It's not like a ton of money. So being like, I'm broke, I can't afford to sub, that doesn't really track. What you mean to say is, I'm so irresponsible with my money, I can't support the entertainment that I enjoy. That's what.
I don't think that was the right clip. Maybe it's this one. Maybe, you know what? You were commenting on how I was dressed.
I hope you were the groom. Ted Nugent called. He wants his shirt back.
Yeah, I feel like I represented that tonight with the suit. But get ready, kids, because it's going to get wilder. I am the show host with the most toast. Most toast?
Huh?
That sounds good. Why would I want most toast? I don't know. But what I do want is an outro that's suitable for all audiences, and I don't have that, but I have all of you. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, well, outro?
Is this it? Was that it? Oh no, that's not
That
it.
is not
That's
it.
the one.
That's not it.
That's not it. No. Is this it?
That's not it.
Oh,
there
okay,
it
good.
is. Okay.
Good. Whoosh.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude, crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently, thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. It's all because of you that we were here this evening. You are great. You are wonderful. You are incredible. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. And until next time, as always, we'll see you tomorrow.